We did it, guys. We're here. It's Q4. 2020 is almost in the bag. We're on the downslope. Is everybody excited for the season finale? It's going to be a big one. For dive professionals, Q4 means that we need to renew our membership that we pay to the agencies that we teach for. This year's a little bit different. Boy, oh boy, are those agencies clamoring for our attention. So I figured this Mouthpiece Monday, I'll give you a rundown of the offers that are on the table from the major training agencies that are hoping to secure your renewal, your membership, or maybe even lure you to crossing over to their training agency. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, and welcome to Divers Ready. My name's James. It is so great to see all of your smiling faces out there in YouTube land. How's everybody doing? If you're new to our channel, make your next dive on our subscribe button. Click that little bell icon, because we make videos on this channel with one simple goal in mind, and that's to make you a better scuba diver. For dive professionals like myself, it is the time of year when we're starting to get those emails reminding us that we need to renew our membership. If you're a recreational diver watching this, do not panic. You do not owe anyone any money. Once you've done your certification, your training cards, you're good to just dive. But as a professional member, we need to pay a couple of $100 in most cases to our training agency to have the right to deliver their training programs. This year, it's a little bit different because there's a notable air of desperation. Scuba diving training agencies receive a lot of their revenue from their professional members, one of two ways. Either from existing members doing what's called a renew, the annual amount you pay every year to stay current, or from what's called crossing over, which is enticing instructors for other agencies to come and teach for them. Personally, to me, crossing over has always sounded like some kind of Cold War spy movie terminology. Where eagle rays dare, live and let dive. Our man in Roatan, the dive instructor who came in from the cold. 3 days of the Moray. Tinker Tailor Soldier Diver. The instructor candidate. The day of the dive instructor. And let's not forget, no time to dive. Now, ordinarily, these emails are just, hey guys, it's that time of the year again, time to renew, don't forget to pay your membership. But this year, there's definitely a undercurrent tone of desperation in the messages that the training agencies are sending out. Regular viewers of this channel will know that I myself have crossed over. I used to teach for PADI and INTD, and I crossed over to teaching for SDI, TDI. Did that make me a better dive instructor? I don't think so. Did it change the way that I teach scuba diving in any miraculous way? No, not really. It was purely a financial decision. By crossing over, instead of paying 2 membership fees a year to PADI and INTD, I now only pay 1, and I saved a few $100s. That's it. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stay with SDI, TDI forever. Better offers come along. So I thought it'd be fun this time of year and in this exact climate to look around at what the other offers are available on the table and to share my findings with you guys. That being said, let's have a look at what SDI are offering, so I've got something to compare it to if I was to renew with my current agency. If I renew with SDI for 2021, their offer on the table is what they call their stimulus package, which means I'll get 50% of my renewal fee back in terms of a credit that I can use to purchase e-learning codes for my students. So essentially, I can use half of my membership fee to buy training materials. That's not a bad offer, that's pretty generous, but in the interest of due diligence, we should see what else is out there. So I scoured around other training agencies' websites, and I gotta be honest guys, there's not a lot of information out there to lure you away on the websites themselves, so I decided to give them a call, starting with PADI.
Please take a moment to listen to the following announcement. Due to the current status of COVID-19 in California, we are making temporary changes to our business practices deeply about the health and safety of our employees and their families, as well as our members and divers. Provide support to PADI members and divers from remote locations. To best assist you during this time, we ask that you leave a message all inquiries will be responded to as efficiently as possible and in the order they are received. If you know your party's 4-digit extension, please dial now. For a list of departments, please press
Thank you for calling the PADI Sales and Training Team. This is Penny. For assistance with tech support, please dial *2495. To speak with a regional training consultant, please dial *2440. For anything else, please leave a message with your name. Thank you for calling Sales. Please hold for the next available agent.
Thank you for calling PADI. This is Raj.
Oh, hey Raj. I don't know if I've reached the right person here. I was trying to reach somebody in the sort of training direction for the regional offices. Would that be you, the right person to speak to?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, how can we help?
So basically, I'm a recreational dive instructor for a different agency right now, and I'm just sort of shopping around because obviously renewal is coming up. And I was just wondering, like, a lot of the agencies right now have offers out, and I was just wondering what PADI had to entice new instructors to cross over. How much is a crossover? How much is the renewal per year? That kind of thing. I couldn't find much information on the website.
Yeah, those are great questions. And I'm sorry, your first name?
My name's James.
James, thank you, sir. Hey, no, those are great questions, and also let me thank you for your interest in taking a look at PADI. I gotta tell you, I came from another acronym myself. I went over there, so I mean, you'd obviously expect of me to promote the heck out of PADI, but I frankly wouldn't have gone that way if I didn't feel that it was just a better decision. Look, we can talk a lot about detail as far as why an instructor or store, for that matter, would offer PADI instruction over the others. But the end of the day, I mean, the fact of the matter is it's the largest brand that's out there. It's the largest not because it's just big, right? It's largest because we offer the most. We offer the most support. We offer the most opportunity. If you want to teach diving, unless you have a captive audience and it's a family, member, friend, or something like that, it's out there for people, particularly now when we do see people with a little bit of time on their hands because of, unfortunately, the COVID situation, right?
With the COVID situation, like, I'm getting emails from all the acronyms, as you put it. That's a good way to put it, actually. For, crossover for this much, crossover for free, crossover here for that. Is PADI running anything like that?
We don't offer something directly from us because what we support, like, let's say if you're an instructor trainer, right?
Right.
We have course directors that do our instructor training for us, and we simply do the examination process out of PADI. What we don't do is offer something that's going to, take the opportunity away from them to make a living doing what they've been trained to do, right? So we ask for crossovers that we have you talk directly with a PADI instructor development center, a course director ultimately, and not just one, right? Because it's just like a...
So then what about renewal costs? Obviously I'm paying a few $100 a year right now. What's the current renewal cost for existing instructors?
It depends on the level of instructor that you are. And
Okay.
We're just now releasing new information about a special circumstance for this year. So we don't have all the numbers out there yet, but because of the COVID situation, we've given the family members, the PADI members, a heck of an opportunity to get back in and keep on doing what they love doing.
How much was the renewal last year for the existing instructors?
Again, it depends on the level member that you are with us. If you're talking just straight, apples to apples for an instructor renewal,
Yeah.
it's roughly around $275.
Okay. All right, cool. And then if I teach tech as well, because I'm looking to become a tech instructor, is that more?
I believe the tech instructor was right along. I can't remember the free diver. I beg your pardon because I'm not in the membership side of things and taking the money in, but I think tech was something that was included in your renewal. And let me confirm that with you because we have the resources to tickle the keys here. One moment.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, that went about as well as I thought it was going to go. He went straight in with the hard sell and trying to tell me why PADI is better than any other agency. It's not. It's pretty much the same as every other agency, except it's a bit bigger. I almost said to him, like, okay, calm down, pal, I called you. And also, as expected, I didn't get a straight answer to any of my questions. He couldn't tell me how much a crossover costs. He wasn't willing to tell me because he said that would be taking bread off the table of their course directors, their instructor trainers. Bullshit. It's bullshit because the course director has to pay a fee to PADI to cross you over, and he wouldn't tell me what that amount was either, so I don't know who he thinks he's fooling. And interesting as well that I reached that person through the membership section of the menu of the phone system for PADI, and yet he didn't know how much membership renewal was going to be for this year, or he wouldn't tell me. I did manage to get out of him that renewal for last year, for 2020 from 2019, was $275, but that doesn't include EFR, and you have to pay an additional $175 for that. So that's, what, $450 to teach all the courses I teach now that I pay $210 for. Yeah, no thank you. I asked them if they had any kind of special deal going on, and he said they have an incentive that's coming down the pipeline, but he couldn't share it with me yet. Moving on. Next up, I called NAUI. Now, a whole bunch of you guys got really butthurt in the comment sections of the videos I did where I did like a rundown of each course of each level for the major training agencies, and I didn't include NAUI. And you were like, oh, what about NAUI? I love NAUI. Okay, great. Glad you love NAUI. Let me tell you something about NAUI. Their website sucks. It's absolute garbage. There's barely any information on there. They might be different once you're a member and you've got like a login to a portal and they ship, but their public-facing website, absolute trash. Sort it out, NAUI. So again, I decided to give them a call, and to my delight and surprise, I was put straight through to an actual human being.
Hello, thank you for calling NAUI. This is Susanna. How can I help you?
Oh, hi, Susanna. I'm a dive instructor. I'm just kind of shopping around for crossover pricing. I was wondering, a lot of agencies right now are giving kind of offers for crossing over, and I was wondering if NAUI had any sort of such considerations. Is there someone I could speak to in sort of the training direction department?
Yeah, you can talk to someone in training. I can also let you know what kind of promotions we do have going on. So for crossover, what they are offering is a digital code. So you'll get the free activation code for it, and then upon completion, you'll get all of the licenses, the bundle we have, which just allows you to teach like first aid courses, leadership courses, all of the recreational ones. And then they'll be given 5 codes as well from open water, advanced, and nitrox.
You mean e-learning codes?
Right, e-learning codes
Okay.
for students. Yep, so you'll get the one for yourself for the crossover for free, and then you'll receive, upon completion, the license to teach specific courses. It's called 96,000 LICs. It's basically our like bundle of licenses we have.
Right.
So you'll get that, and then you'll also get 5 codes to start you off, which would be either if you want all open water codes or advanced or nitrox or a mixture of those. You'll be given 5.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. And then how much is your annual renewal for recreational instructors?
So for annual renewal is $185.
Okay.
And then right, and then when you so you are going to be responsible for the membership dues for when you do crossover, which would be $280. So if you were to complete that this year, that would also run you over until next year. So dues would be covered for the rest of this year, including next year as well.
Oh, okay. So wait, so is it the 285 plus the 185?
So no, the 280 is just
280,
for
sorry.
the membership dues that are once everything's completed with the course director.
Okay.
That's your fee of to become a new instructor with NAUI. So if you completed that this year, then you would no longer have to pay for the following year as well. It would run over until 2021.
Understood. Oh, okay, great, got it. And then if I wanted to teach technical diving, which is my ultimate goal, is that extra for you?
No, so this process would be the same. The only other thing is you would probably have to fill out an application for technical diving, and then probably just submit all of the proof that you've had through your other technical courses to our training department, and then they'll approve that for you on your end.
Understood. All right. That's awesome. I'm going to mull it over. Thank you very much, Susanna. You've been very helpful. I appreciate it.
No problem. You're very welcome.
Thanks. Bye now. In summary then, NAUI is offering free crossover course material. pretty decent. They're also offering all my licenses for free, so every course that I can teach right now, they will print me a new card with their logo on it for free. Okay then. And they're giving away 5 e-learning codes, which I can now presumably give away or sell on to my students to get me started with the NAUI training system. Not too bad. $185 is their annual renewal, but for existing members, but I would be joining them as a new member, and that is $280. But still, not bad, NAUI, not bad. Next up, I called SSI. Now, full disclaimer, I called them knowing that I could never cross over to SSI because they do not support independent dive instructors such as myself. If you want to be a dive instructor for SSI, you have to work for an SSI dive shop. So I knew that, but I called them to try and find out what their deal was and so on, just for the sakes of making this video.
Yeah, so basically the best thing to do is just go and go to our website, divessi.com, and the first thing that pops up is they're talking about the We Want You program for crossovers. Click the start button and just read through it.
I did read the first page. I got to point number 4, and it said about registration and renewing. I just had a couple of questions about that. It said that the registration fee includes the renewal for 2021, which is great. How much is that, though? I couldn't find a price anywhere.
The fee is $179 total, so that covers the crossover, the registration, the annual fee up until the end of 2021.
Oh, wow.
And also physical materials that you need, so it's a pretty good deal.
So if I understood the guy I spoke to from SSI correctly, the crossover would be free, the materials would be free, and the membership would be $179. However, on the subject of technical diving, when I pushed him on that subject, he said, well, that would be a separate crossover, and you'd have to pay an additional $179. So that's $358 I would have to pay to cross over to SSI. Long story short, I'm going to be staying with SDI for the 2021 training season. There isn't an offer out there that's enticing enough to make me sit through a tedious crossover course again, so I'm just going to pay my $210, get my $105 in e-learning credit codes and say thank you very much SDI, and carry on business as usual. But I think the moral of this story here is to remind all of the dive professionals watching this video that the dive agencies need to win your loyalty. They need to work for you and not the other way around. Right now, it's putting a magnifying glass on these guys to see how desperate they are to win dive instructors' business. And I feel that sometimes, because especially if you're fresh out your IDC and you've just drank the Kool-Aid and you've still got the taste in your mouth, you're focused on, right, I'm a PADI instructor, I'm always going to be a PADI instructor, or I'm an SDI instructor and I'm always going to be an SDI instructor. But that's not the case. You're paying these guys, which means you have the privilege to be able to shop around. Think about it in terms of anything else you buy. If you buy a car or a TV, you don't just look at one brand, you compare it to all the other brands that are out there and see what offers are available and what perks and features and all that good stuff. That should be the same as your dive training agency. Absolutely encourage you guys to shop around. Right now, there isn't an offer on the table that's strong enough to lure me away from what I'm doing, but that doesn't mean that your current agency is the best one for you right now, especially with everything that's going on. And I've never really understood this blind cult-like loyalty that, and I see it in the comment section of my videos, some people seem to have towards this training agency over another one. Let me tell you something. As a dive instructor, as a dive professional, if you have your worst day, if you hurt, injure, or heaven forbid kill a student, and you find yourself in a courtroom facing a professional liability suit, your dive training agency is going to be nowhere to be seen. So why would you give them your loyalty? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Just over here, I'll put some of our other content as always. And until next time, my name's James. This was your Divers Ready Mouthpiece Monday for this week. Dive safe, dive often.